Hi, I'm Randy Altman with postPerspective. We're here at NAB 2016, and to my right I have Geoff Mills and Miguel Doncel from SGO, and we're going to talk about, let's start at the beginning. When I first learned about SGO and Mistika, it was at an IBC many years ago, but what I was taken with was how many different things the one machine did, and we know that the industry has gotten there now. So can you talk about why from the beginning you knew that was sort of the right thing to do?
Yeah, that's true. From the very beginning, when we started developing the technology, we thought that the industry, at that time, people were using different solutions in different suites to address different parts of the workflow. We thought at that time that that was an interesting approach, but not ideal, because we had to spend a lot of time transferring things from one place to another, so production workflows were not ideal. We thought at that time it was better to come to the market with a solution that was able to do a little bit of everything very well and try to bring all the technology to one single place where you could put the whole production and finish it. We started developing technology in that direction, so we added in the same tool VFX, color grading, conforming, editing functionalities, with the only goal to make sure we had a solution when the production came in, it was finished without having to go back by any means. At that time, people were saying we were crazy because that was completely different to the direction in which the market was going. But yeah, it's cool to see that now people are starting to go in that direction because we have been doing that for the last almost 20 years.
Yeah, so you're in a pretty good position already.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of the product, what's new for the show? What can people expect?
Well, yeah, as always, we've come to NAB with some, amazing new developments, and obviously a lot of talk at the show is Ultra HD, HDR, high resolution, but also 8K. But obviously VR as well has become a massive talking point. Everyone wants to find out a lot of information about VR. But the great thing is, as a finishing system, we've got some early developments on the finishing side for VR. So.
Right, and you guys were addressing stereo, so it's sort of, you're in a good position to then tackle VR.
Absolutely. So we've obviously, everyone, sort of, I guess knows us from the stereo 3D side, and actually VR and stereo 3D are quite well aligned in many ways. So we've created a new immersive reality tool set that combines the great 3D tools with new VR tools as well, but again aimed at that finishing side, at a very high quality and a very high level. So, and the reaction's been amazing.
Yeah. You have another product as well, Mamba.
Mamba, yeah. So Mamba we introduced a couple of years ago, which again was taking the VFX side of Mistika and making it a software-only application that many people could get. So you can buy it on our website. It's supported on our website. It's a $300 product.
Yeah.
And again, the great thing with Mamba is that all the developments that we are doing in Mistika aimed on the VFX side, actually you get in Mamba as well. So the two sort of very much evolved together.
Okay, well, dialing back for a second, we were talking about HDR, high frame rates. Can you talk about how you guys address it, and also why? I mean, everybody's talking about it, HDR. Why is it so important to the industry, and what do you think it'll mean to post going forward?
Well, I think HDR provides something which is very useful for the final audience of the content, because it opens the window to a higher quality of content in a very interesting way, because finally we can see images that look real because the shiny objects are actually shiny. And well, this sounds stupid, but actually it's very important. People is not used to see that kind of quality in the day-by-day production, and when they see for the first time a good high dynamic range content, they are shocked because they look real. You look at the sun and it hurts you. It's amazing, and it's a great challenge because at the same time we are trying to provide technology that is able to deal with that kind of content without making drastic changes in the way the colorists or the people are used to work. So we are trying to evolve the workflows in a smooth way, so people that was used to do a standard dynamic range content, they can do high dynamic range content. And We are doing it with a lot of technology. Probably one of the most interesting one is the fourth ball in the color grading system. So because so far people were using 3 balls to get to deal with low lights, mid lights, and highlights. What we have done is just physically add into the panel a fourth ball that deals with the super highlights. So for a normal colorist, a person with experience in this industry, the step forward to do high dynamic range becomes very, very smooth because he's used to do the normal grading in the way he's used to do, but when he wants to deal with the highlights, he just has a fourth ball and he can continue working exactly the same way he's used to work. On top of that, I have to say that from the foundation of the technology that we developed, from the foundation of Mistika, the product has always been high dynamic range because we have always worked in 16-bit float, etc. So the kind of technology that we are implementing is actually not trying to do 16 bits, which is something we have been doing for the last 10 years, but we are trying to add tools to help the people to understand and see the final result. So even if you do not have a high dynamic range monitor, to help you to understand what is going on, how it looks in the spectroscope, what happened with the lights are outside range, etc., etc. So we are creating a workflow that is good for the colorists and giving them the tools to understand what they are doing in a very, very smooth way.
Anything else you'd like to add before I let you go back to your
I guess, I mean, we've only got, a day and a bit left of the show, but
yeah.
Honestly, people should just come down and see it. I mean, I think from our perspective, again, we've come to NAB with great technology, but backed up with sort of credibility and the acceptance in the marketplace now, which is, it's really changed. We're working with some, on great projects with some great customers, and I think people will be very, very excited about what we have here.
Very cool. And if they want to go to your website to check out some details and specs, where can they go?
They go to sgo.es and come and have a look at what we're up to.
All right, very cool.
Right.
Miguel, Geoff, thank you so much.
Thanks, Randy.
Thank you very much.
I'm Randy Altman with PostPerspective, and this is NAB 2016.